I wanted to get y'all in here because a lot of times in the comment section of my videos, I got people saying that we need to tell 2K this, tell 2K that. What do you think about this mode? What do you think about that mode? And as y'all know, there's a lot to do in this game. Some of us play certain modes that others don't play, like Clint Strasser. You're big on creation, right? So you can speak to the creation of the whole thing. Mr. Dubs, you pretty much touch on a little bit of everything, but you had a little interesting relationship with 2K25, which we'll get into. Brian, WWE representative, he's going to report everything y'all say back to the people that need to hear it. Unsanctioned TV, big on online stuff. So let me make sure Loader's not holding in here. So to start off, Brian, I want a quick overview. 1 month in, what do you think about WWE 2K25 so far? Are you overall excited with the product? WWE 2K24, how would you compare it to such? I want to know everything.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I like the product. Like, I think it's hold on, let me add loaded. All right, loaded.
Hey.
Yes. All right,
let's go ahead and get loaded before we get in here. Loaded.
Yeah, introduce loaded.
Introduce yourself. Let them know where they can find you.
Oh, hold on, loaded.
Loaded, the mic.
Yeah, you might just check the little mic icon at the bottom of your screen. Sometimes it auto defaults to like Elgato and stuff.
Yeah, it did that to me when I loaded in here.
All right, so we'll grab back at loaded in a moment. But Brian, go ahead and let us know what you think about everything 2K25 so far.
So far, man, I think it's a solid game. I really like it. I think that this is probably the most hours I've put into the game, and since my return back to WWE games, because I did take a break from the games for a while. So, like for instance, I think I have like over 300 hours played already. So, with that being said, I am enjoying this game. I do like the universe mode. I do like the single player stuff they got going on. MyFaction, I am really enjoying that mode this year. That's a mode that I find myself going back to. Overall, I'd probably rate the game around like a 7 out of 10. Like, I think it's above average. I think it's pretty good. I would honestly rate it at 8 if the island had some more for me, because I was actually looking forward for that mode. Like, I was looking forward to play tag team matches with my friends. Like, I didn't even care about the microtransactions, like, because I'm somebody that just don't really pay mind to that. Like, if I want something, I'm gonna get it. If I don't, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But you know what I mean though. Like, if I want it, I'm gonna get it. If I don't, I just don't care. So it's kind of like one of those things where I was just more looking forward to it from like a player perspective. So that's just my 2 cents with that, bro. Like, I really think the game is good, and I like the fact that they keep dropping these big patches to like make sure that the game is staying up to date, and the stuff that didn't make the cut, they're still finding ways to bring that in. But one of the bigger issues is obviously the servers. And that's one of my things. One-on-one matches work perfect in my opinion. Like, I don't really experience really too many issues. It's the multi-man stuff
when it first came out and we tested it.
Yeah, I mean, I must say though, like, the one-on-one experience is definitely much better, and there's not as much input delay as the past years. My problem with the online is the multi-man matches. Like, once you start getting 3, 4, 5, 6 people in there, that's when you really start to experience some of the issues and just some of the gameplay glitches. It's not even just servers, bro. Like, you got pin bar glitch in there. You got a whole lot of stuff in there that got to be addressed. So that's
so is that still happening when you play online, where the pin thing just doesn't come up at all?
I'll be honest. I believe so. I speak to people that play online because I always like to just get things just, for videos and stuff. And they're always messaging me like, hey, bro, this is happening. So I'm pretty sure pin bar glitch is still happening post patch. And that's like a pretty big glitch. The referee just either stays stuck or when you kick out, the meter will just keep blinking and you're just stuck there. The match is done. So
so I don't play online, so not something I ran into, but I find it interesting that you went 7 out of 10, because I would actually go 8 out of 10 this year. I agree with you. This is the most I have put into a WWE game 100%. In a long time. I think this is the best it's been since 2K19. 22, when they first came back, I didn't like it pretty much at all. I didn't like the presentation or nothing that was going on with it. 23,
you know what? I would agree with you. I would agree with you, actually. That's actually
WWE representative now bumping the score up.
I actually would agree with you. And now that I think about it, I did give it an 8 out of 10 on my review videos. It's only fair I go with the same number. So I would give it an 8 out of 10.
How you feeling? Yeah. Because you just jumped off of the game, so maybe John Cena or Cody Rhodes whooping you so bad that finally took some away. But yeah, it's just really this time it feels like they tried to give us a lot to do, because my favorite thing in these wrestling games is the story mode. I like to see what they give us, and My Rise is nowhere near perfect right now. I still think the presentation and everything we got with Road to WrestleMania was a lot better, because while they're telling us a story right now, it's just like they're putting 3 wrestlers in front of a different backdrop and they're just talking to each other. It's really, I don't think it's as big or as expansive as it could be, but I was able to make it through My Rise this year. It seems like they cut down a lot of the fat where you don't have to get on the phone as much. I was pretty much skipping through all of that stuff, and it seemed like I didn't have to skip through much at all. I didn't find myself in the locker room looking at different wrestlers as much. It felt like if I wanted to just blaze through the story, I could do that. Now, they did put the live events in there, and I don't know how people feel about the live events, but it was actually one of my favorite parts. I could just kick back, play these matches, and I was actually earning stuff as I was playing them. Now, I don't think the live event should be in My Rise. I think they should make that a whole separate mode. It's another kind of like live thing they can do where every month you put new rewards in there to kind of encourage people to play these matches, because even in My Rise, like, you have to use one wrestler and you have to use that same wrestler to play through these matches. But if that live event thing was outside of it, then I can use different wrestlers on the roster, and they don't have a lot of modes you can do that. Because if you think about the island, you have your created wrestler you have to use. MyFaction, you can only use whatever cards you have. My Rise, you have to use the whatever created wrestler you have. So if they had the mode where I can just use like different wrestlers on the roster, because I'm not doing one-on-one matches, not playing online, so when can I use these other wrestlers? I think having something like that outside of My Rise would be good.
Kenny, have you ever heard of it's a mode? I think it's been there for a while. It's called Universe. Literally gives you
I'll get
everything
the
you
universe
described.
mode. I haven't even touched it. I still
I'm just
have
saying,
not
like,
touched
you can play all the modes, all the match types you want.
But see, if I
change
go
the
to
roster
universe
however you
mode, I
want,
gotta
have any
build up.
wrestler you
I
want.
gotta build the
It'll
show,
even
take
create
wrestlers.
stories.
I don't like universe. When was universe mode introduced?
WWE, I
12 or
believe,
before that? No, I think it was
2011.
SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah, I think it was
2011.
SmackDown versus Raw 20.
See, when they first introduced
Yeah.
it, I tried it out, and again, you got the same cutscenes every time, and I just really never went back. And I'm not the type of person to sit there and want to build my show to play through them. If they made
but
it
went back
universe
after
mode
14
where you
years.
could download somebody else's universe and create a story was in there, maybe,
That would
put
be
some little
cool,
dialogue,
yeah.
then yeah, sure, I could definitely do that. But right now, I'm just not interested in even trying it. So overall, I feel like they gave us a lot more to do in this year's game.
I didn't
Rise
like
was
it
good.
14 years ago, so I've never touched it again since. But I
Hey,
want
bro,
them to
first
have this
impression.
mode in here that allows me to do everything Universe allows me to do.
Okay, so Dubs is a
you're
universe
like-
mode guy, y'all. So
I'm
you're
saying
gonna
you can
okay.
you can
Dubs is
literally
a
do what you're
universe mode
asking.
guy.
You're asking for the live
I'm
events
sorry,
where I can play
Dubs,
with different characters.
but
on the
that's
roster.
what I don't
Where can
care
I do
about.
this? I can't do this anywhere.
They already lost me.
It's right there. They lost you 14 years ago, and you never gave them another chance.
But I tried it last year as well, and I'm just not interested in building up this. I'm not interested in putting the time in to build it up to play through. Maybe I need to give it another shot. You're right, but just even going through last year and setting
He said that
everything up,
shot not now.
it seems like too much.
You want someone else to create the universe for him.
Yeah,
Here, you
somebody
make
else
the
do it
AEW
for me
universe,
so I
let me
can
play.
turn my brain off, turn on the podcast, and play through it.
Co-op universe. I've said this for years. Universe needs to be online.
Yes.
Well,
You
we
can
will
invite a
definitely
friend
get to
play
that,
with.
Dubs.
That
Right
would be
now, we're
super
going through
fun.
ratings. I'm going 8 out of 10. Mr. Dubs done cooked my mindset. Let's go ahead and move on to Clint. What do you think about it this year?
Well, I like the additions to universe mode they added, the promo sequences. There's not a ton, and there's no like wording or text on the bottom. They'll get there, but I do like seeing some sort of cutscene because it makes it feel like you're actually playing some sort of a story mode. And if you have a creative mind, you can oh yeah, they're saying this to each other in your brain, like you just told him to go F himself,
Cool.
like Cody did or something, something crazy. I love the creative wrestler now that it's been a month. It took them a month to fix it. There was a lot of issues with the face paints and putting anything on the face. Like if you try to use tattoos, they had the last update before the one they just had made it to where you couldn't go back through and delete them. So anything you put on your character's face with tattoos was stuck there until the latest update. So you could delete your wrestler and start all over, but after you go through all the moves and everything, you kind of don't want to do that. So after the big patch, they fixed a lot of the issues I was having personally with the creator wrestler. I love the creator wrestler this year. My only complaint really is that a lot of the island parts you can't customize. So it's kind of like, why are you charging for these parts that you can't customize? And we talked about this a little bit before the podcast started, Brian and I, and the ones that are like licensed, like Nike and Jordan, that makes
Yeah.
sense if you can't change those because those are licensed items, right? But the ones that they made for the game, like face paint, masks, shirts, whatever, you can't change it. Why are you charging for it? Anyway, so other than the island stuff, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I really liked the My Rise mode. Just seeing my characters that I've made for 20 years interact with each other brought a little tear to my eye. I'm like, "Ah," like a little kid. Just seeing that, oh, so awesome. And then having them, well, I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending was great too, just to see that whole dynamic play out. But yeah, this year I'd probably, if you ignore the island, I'd probably agree with Brian and give it about a 7, maybe a 7.5. But yeah, there's still some issues need to be fixed. There's a lot of stuff they could add in. I don't play MyFaction. I played it to death in 2K22. I played that game for like 400 hours. And after that, having to start over in 2K23, again in 2K24, and again in 25, if your stuff carried over, I would play the crap out of that mode, or at least give me some points for having played last year's game. Give me something. Like, give me a couple diamond cards, or give me like 100,000 virtual currency to open card packs. I don't know. Just give me something for being a loyal fan to the game every single year. And I don't play online. I know a lot of you guys play online. I mostly just play universe mode and do single player stuff, like seeing my characters beat up each other. So that's just me. But yeah, 7.5 to make long story short, having fun with the game.
Interesting. Still. You said if you ignore the island, we'll get to the island. Mr. Dubs, what you got?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say ignore the island, but
You can't.
each their own. I also say they did have the Blood Money edition for you this year if you wanted that 100,000 virtual currency. They offer it to you through the Blood Money edition.
Blood
Don't
Money.
forget.
Blood money.
Don't forget
Blood
that.
Crazy.
Blood Money.
But if you play the island, I went through and I made a video on this to let everybody know that if you want to max out your character, day one, I'm talking paid to get your attribute points to 100 and unlock every single item on the island. And Strizer gave me some new information that I didn't know, that if you do unlock all those clothing parts, it's only on the male or female. You have to unlock them twice. So it is a total of over $1,000 on top of the Blood Money edition. You're paying an extra $1,000 to be able to buy every item. And I don't care if I get every pair of Jordans or Nikes or whatever, but it is actually impossible before these servers go offline. Even if you're playing the game nonstop every single day and no life it forever, it would be impossible to earn enough virtual currency to buy everything on the island. And for me, that was such a huge turnoff. The fact that I could sync if I'm 12-year-old me, 10-year-old me, loving wrestling games, and I had no life the crap out of this game, I cannot unlock and as a completionist as a kid, we're not being able to unlock every single item on the island, and let alone having to do it twice, like once per character. The servers won't even be online long enough for you to be able to do that, and that really turned me off. And $1,000, like, are you crazy? Now, if they didn't have the hairstyles locked behind there, because there's some cool hairstyles, I wouldn't be as offended. Like, it's just because it's most of it's stuff you could make in community creations anyways. Like, you'll get that stuff online, so it's not a big deal. I don't mind that I'm missing out on clothing parts there with a Jordan logo. I can do that myself. I can upload the image. That's fine. It's the hairstyles that aren't available to you. Certain things, parts that you do need for proper creator wrestlers, being locked to that and a pay-to-win paywall behind it really turned me off. And they made this amazing ranking system for online players. They promised us better online servers with the island. Brian was one of the first ones to ask. Brian Williams, in that great interview you did, you asked him, you said, you got to tell me, like, this is going to be an online-only mode. You guys, we've got better servers coming, right? Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. They said yes. And there are lots of issues for online. And this, to me, this is a huge game mode. I knew it wasn't going to be fantastic day one. But the fact that they have the ranking system I've always wanted them to have, and like for like leaderboards and stuff like that, but it's only in the pay-to-win mode. You don't have it in the regular game. I want to be able to play regular online matches and have a leaderboard and have a ranking system and a reason to want to get better at the game.
Didn't they have that in AEW Fight Forever?
They did, and that's what I loved about it. That was one of the few things I absolutely adored about Fight Forever until people gamed the point system by having matches against each other, whatever they were doing to get to like 10 million points. It was really weird. But it was great for the first few days, and I was top of the rank, like the leaderboards on Xbox for the first week. I was like number 4, right, in the world. So that was something that drove me to want to get better at that game and to play that game. It had its own issues, but I think that this is the best version of this engine by far. 2K25, best version of the 2K22 engine by far. Best game since 2K19. 100% agree with you. 100% there. The creation suite's awesome. The game is fun to play. There's so many moves. Creating your move set takes hours and hours, which is great for people who want to do it. Like the game is a lot of fun. But my problem is I'm not having anything pulling me to say, come play this game. I've been playing Marvel Rivals because it's an online PvP. I like to play PvP. So if they had a proper ranking system, I would have a drive to get better at the game, get better at the reversal mechanic. I didn't love this engine from 22. It's improved a lot. I'm a lot more okay with it now. But I personally did prefer the Fight Forever engine. I preferred the grappling and the Fight Forever. That was just my taste.
The chain wrestling,
I would have
or grappling overall.
Just all of it, just the grappling overall, like the whole Aki-esque engine. I prefer that, but I'm fine with this one, and this one is a lot of fun to play. But I have no reason to get better because the only way I have a ranking system is a pay-to-win game mode I'm never going to touch. I am so against the island. I hate it. It is exactly what I wanted if you removed all the microtransactions.
So
there was no way to pay for stat points. Because of that, I give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. That's fair. You know, that's something big that is missing that would actually bring you in. So I get it.
And I'm excited for Universe to play it eventually. It's just I haven't had.
Oh, you're going to crap on me for not playing on Universe? You haven't played it yet?
I haven't. I've played. All I played in that game was creating my character and My Rise and the island. I played the island the first day, and then I played My Rise with my character. I haven't even finished My Rise yet. I've only played on stream, and I haven't played it since. I haven't touched the game since because I know how bad the online is.
All right, UTV. What's been your experience so far?
Oh boy, don't even let me get started for talking about online. But well, I want to start with MyFaction because y'all know how I feel about this game mode. I have hated this game mode since they introduced it, but I will say this year I kind of gravitated to it a little bit because the World Tour mode, just I will say it is a bit time consuming, but it was pretty easy, go in there, unlock your stuff and leave. That's what I wanted.
Yep.
But like y'all were saying, pay to win. I think they just came out with the Randy Orton 09 Persona. A lot of people were talking about the looks of that card. It kind of got a little stubble, left something on his face. Doesn't really look that identical to an IRL 09 Orton, which I agree, but it's more so about the requirements, trying to obtain that card. You got to jump through all these hoops. Unlike another game that's also pay to win, Madden Ultimate Team or NBA 2K My Team. I mean, those are pay to win game modes too, but I wouldn't say I like pay to win, but I'm saying you can go on those games, you can go on the marketplace and you can literally buy any card you want to off rip whenever it comes out. But with this, it seems like they want you to, do all these sets and everything, do this, do that. It's like nobody got time for all that. When it comes to the island, I agree with Dubs. I like the ranking system. But, you go in the shop, you start browsing a little bit, you're like, okay, what are we doing here? And I'm doing matches, and I literally, about a week or two in, I beat somebody that was at least like 10 times above my ranking, easy work. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll get a little multiplier or something. I'm still getting, a little 180 VC, 300 VC. What makes you not want to play it, especially with the fact that it's only 1v1s. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, we're getting our own, because we saw the video when we first laid eyes upon it. It was Hip Hop Gamer. The way he was describing it, we was like, oh snap, we finna get something similar to NBA 2K My Parks. I was like, all right, bet. But then we jump into it, we're like, okay, what are we doing here? Strictly 1v1s, no 2v2s, which I would have loved to at least be able to team up with my boys and run some twos, but we can't even do that. So after you do, a little bit of ones, you kind of gravitate back to regular online, which in general is an even bigger mess because it's been exactly the same for God knows how long. And in this, you get no ranking system. People are boosting, hacking like crazy with the leaderboards. I mean, week one, you mean to tell me that somebody had 30,000 wins? Legitimately. Really? Stop the cap. But yeah, there's that. You only need like probably 3 moves to win matches with all the hacks and stuff. The servers, like y'all were saying, I mean, be will. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to call nobody out, but these were your
Unsanctioned,
words, my boy.
I just gotta ask what platform are you playing on with all the hacks? Because I haven't been touching online because of all the issues. Are you on PC or is that happening on console?
Oh, the hacks are everywhere. I'm currently on Xbox Series X, but I also do own a PS5. But right now I'm on Xbox. But it's happening on all
So
platforms.
this is on console.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Everybody said this is why they were saying this is why we can't have crossplay, but it's on console anyway.
I used to get hacked on console back in what SmackDown versus Raw 2010.
12,
I'd play
13.
online
Yep.
sometimes. They'd like
Yep.
do some
Yep.
stuff like where you can't
Well,
get up.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah,
heard the hack
yeah.
movesets come from PC, but there's a way that
Ow.
you can upload them. There's
Yeah.
there's a way that you can upload from PC to Xbox and PlayStation still.
Yep.
If you look at I'm before this gets out of context, I'm not saying what's the status is the one who does it. I'm just saying that if you look at his creations, they available on all platforms.
Well, people
So
are making their stuff
We need to
available
get
on all
those Joe
platforms. I
Mashup
just don't know how they're
creators
doing that.
creations
Well,
on all
shout out to Woody. He's one of my boys. He's selling hack movesets or whatever the hell he doing. So and
Oh,
he,
you
he
snitching.
he tweeted it. He tweeted it though. He tweeted
Who's
it.
doing
So,
this?
Woody Witterson?
Woody
Oh, Witterson?
Witterson. Yeah,
I've heard of it.
he-
Witty Witterson.
Witty Witterson.
Oh.
If you look, he has a post talking about I'm selling hack movesets, bro. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, free
This is
promo.
exactly why I have nothing pulling me to get better at this game.
Yeah.
All the reasons.
Like you don't have to. Like literally, there's a move set right now, where you can literally just keep on pressing X X X X X X X and just keep on punching. That's literally the only move you have to do to win the match. They got teleporting hacks, they got choke slam through the announcer table, escape to the crowd, like all kinds of stuff. And it's like we're
Now
constantly.
I feel like I need to be streaming this just to capture.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, you'll
Yeah,
have some
it's
crazy
great.
moments.
I might have to dive in there now.
Oh, yeah.
Just
But it's
because
like
this
we're-
sounds ridiculous.
Good.
Like we're constantly
Good content.
posting this stuff. I mean, you see me going crazy on stream, like, bro, what is this? Like, we're constantly posting these clips on Twitter, and it's like, I know y'all see this, bro. We're constantly posting these clips, and it's like nothing is getting done. Well, I will say this: they did patch the cartwheel back elbow, and they patched a couple of other moves, which is good.
They did, yes.
But when it comes to these, hack movesets, like y'all gotta get to the bottom of that. We have a very, very, very annoying visual bug where if you're playing 1v1 multi-matches, any match, like let's say I'm going up against a card and he just made himself, let's just say his name was Tyrone, but let's just say I downloaded Edge 2006. It's going to say that I'm playing against Edge 2006. It's like, what are we doing here, 2K? So we got the visual bug, we got the servers, the unable to communicate. It's just online is a mess. In the ranking system, I've always wanted a true ranking system like we had back in 2K14, where you had, like Dub said, you had something that wanted to pull you back
Reason
in
to
and play
keep
the
playing.
game. Yeah, because you get into a lobby, and what did you see? You saw your rank right there. So if you were ranked 13,000 and somebody was ranked 300, you was like, oh snap! If I beat this guy, I can move up the leaderboards. We had stuff like that. We don't have that anymore.
We had hacked moves. We had hacked moves back then too. I remember on the WWE 12 games, I was cracked the top 100, and then I'd play someone in the top 10, and 9 out of 10 of them would be just insta pinning you, where there's nothing you can do. There's not even a bar to kick out of, and it's just as soon as the match starts, you're pinned. And it's like, okay, that was fun. I see why you're number one. That's
So are
great.
people?
But when you'd actually, but what I was going to ask is because there would be in those games too, there were certain moves that it wasn't someone using a hacked move set. There were just certain moves that were irreversible. One of them used to be like you'd shove them in the air and you could just constantly do it and they couldn't reverse it. Do they have? Is that the problem that you're running into? Like, as you said, they patched out a cartwheel back elbow. Is there just moves in the game that aren't getting proper reversal? Like,
Yeah,
you
that
just can't reverse them, like the old Mark Henry splash and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a big problem too. Like, it's some moves where, like, if you're standing right in front of them, you will get the Y prompt. But if you like stand back a little bit, like probably 2 or 3 steps, it automatically becomes a UB. You could just keep on hitting the same move over and over and over again. And there's actually times where you do press the Y button, and what do you think happens? You still don't reverse the move. Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
So this isn't even like a hacked move. This is a move they just need to fix. Kind of like AEW had some of those too, with like the rollout stuff, but they had like the snap German suplex a million times over. It's kind of, is it something similar to that, where it's just like 2K needs to patch this? This isn't like a hacked move that was brought in by like a Witty Witterson.
Oh yeah, it's both. It's hacked moves and it's regular moves too. It's online. It's crazy.
So
Are
2K does
people
need to patch.
like hacking the stun meter, or do just people just don't like it?
The thing with the stun meter, yeah, I'm gonna just say I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, there's certain moves where basically, yeah, it basically manipulates the stun meter. Do you know about the low blow payback?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's a hack to where somebody can go into the corner and literally press a button, it'll automatically stun you with a low blow, and they can just keep on doing it back to back to back to back to back to back. And this has literally been in the game for weeks. Like, what are we doing, 2K? I know you see this.
That's rough. That is
All right.
rough.
Let's go ahead and jump over to my boy Loaded. I don't think they know where to find you, because your mic is your mic situated
Am
now.
I good now?
He good. He
now.
good.
Good.
Let them know where to find you and
oh,
let us
yeah.
know what you think your overall thoughts so far this year.
Yeah.
Or I know you canceled Christmas on them. Have you played? Let us know what's going on over there.
Unfortunately, I played it. Yeah, I actually got the game, so I wish I could return it, bro. But you could find me, Loaded as a Beast on YouTube. I'm pretty much doing like off the grid content. I mean, it's a new battle royale game that's still in beta, so it has its issues, but they're working on it. So you can find me on there. The link is in the description. So yeah. So WWE, man, I like. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I barely played online, man. Like I played online against friends, and just like the online servers are better, but there's like infinite loading screens.
Yeah, that's
You can't you can't load into a match with a call with a created superstar. You can't you're in the loading screen for like 10 minutes. You got to close app over and over. I'm like, bro, like I said this in my videos. I'm like, yo, you're gonna get the same thing. The servers are not gonna improve. Just because you have the island doesn't mean anything. I said this. Everyone's like, oh, you haven't played the island yet. You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
So did I.
Bro, like, and Dubs even said that the first iteration of the island is going to be bare bones, and it was. You can only do face someone online in a 1v1 match. That's it. You can't do a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, like a 4-way. Like that is crazy to me, man. So we gotta wait till 2K26 to do all those things. 2K26.
I said 27. I said 27 before it's good. I did say before it came out. I said you'll be waiting at least 2 years before it's good.
But I will say this: the fact that they were saying that they know the servers had to work for the island, and they know things would be okay. That's because there's 1v1 matches, and I'll be honest, 1v1 matches do work. If they did put it where you could do multi-man matches and they were just crashing, people would have an even worse perception on the island than they do right now. So I think that's why they made it where they stuck to the matches that actually work.
yeah. I agree with you 100%.
And then they told us that it's only 1v1 online, like 3 days before the game came out.
Yeah, because didn't they say at first that you could play on the island with your friends?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was supposed to be a hub
But
where you
we didn't know all the information though. Like I think Tony the Pizza Guy said this like 2-3 days before the game came out. Early access.
We didn't know till we were there.
I had a feeling, and I'm like, bro, like they made everyone wait like 3 days before it came out. Like, come on, that's crazy.
But I mean, we'll see. I think that if they want to improve that or improve people's experience on the island, which we'll talk about that. Go ahead, Loaded. You can go ahead and continue.
Like someone said in the chat that maybe they should update the island every month. I'm like, 2K ain't doing that, bro. Bro, like they're gonna make you wait till 2K26 for.
No, it won't be updated every month, but there will be different updates though throughout the year.
They're gonna add like what, cosmetics? Maybe.
I think they're adding story, right?
I've heard of different. I've
story
heard of
mode,
like different match type rumors and things like that coming in. And
So I want to get to the island though. So
tag
Loaded,
stuff
if you
and
got
stuff like
anything else, what's your current what would you rate it so we can get to true, and then I'm gonna switch over to
rating the game.
Yeah, so far.
It's awful.
Awful.
Slap the number on it.
No number.
I only put like 9 hours into the game.
Okay.
Give it a rating out of 10.
2?
2 out of 10?
2 out of 10?
Hey, we'll take that.
How does it stand next to AEW Fight Forever in your opinion?
AEW just needs to improve. They just need to add more content, and then they're good, bro. Like their servers are better, which is like crazy.
Oh yeah, the servers I think in AEW Fight Forever were really good.
It's their first game. Their servers are way better.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of people were cheesing online, and then people just stopped playing because of it. So
Bill up.
All right, true.
They just
What
need
you
to slap a 2 next to it, and they'll be fine. Slap a 2 on the
Oh,
end.
I don't know if
Give
you
us
were
a
in
new
here.
one.
You heard. So, what's your experience with WWE 2K25 so far in the first month? What rating would you put on it? Like, what do you think about the game
All right,
overall?
y'all can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I had to change it up because I don't know what was going on with my setup, but nothing was working for me, so I kind of take it a little getaway a little bit. So I mean, it is what it is though. But right now, I'll probably give 2K25 a cool maybe a 7 out of 10, 6.5 if I'm being
Okay.
Above
fair.
average.
Now over, say that again.
I said above average.
Yeah, I would say it's better than the last couple of games, like not by like a large margin, but it's been slightly better than the last few games. But overall, I still feel like it's still like a lot of work that needs to be done. As far as like for me personally, I'm more of a gameplay kind of guy, so I feel like there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done in the gameplay aspect that we haven't really seen yet. Like there's a lot of things that we see on television that we still don't see in these games, and not even a
Mm-hmm.
fraction of it. And I feel like that's kind of a problem considering like what year in and how long they've had the license. So to me, that's kind of a big reason. That's why I still like slightly above average, not too low, not too high, kind of like right in the middle almost. But for me, like I
So,
said,
what
game.
type of things?
Go
I'll
ahead.
say before you get too further. What type of things like do we see on TV that you would like to see them add in the game?
I could probably just say like off the top of my head, just like even the simple things. Like I know that they had the whole crawl into the rope animation. We've talked about that plenty of times. Simple stuff like that, or just when you're in the corner with someone, minus like the whole chain wrestling aspect, or like proper chain wrestling. Like, I don't really like the whole current system we got. It's very similar to 2K19. I wasn't really a big fan of that either, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like how you only get maybe 20 to 30 seconds to chain wrestle, and then it just disappears. More of an online kind of player. I kind of feel like it's just pointless even being in the game at that point. I prefer
I
more of
turn it
like
off.
yeah.
All right. So, what would you said a 6.5 out of 10?
Yeah, I probably say like a 7 at the highest.
Wow. Did I go the highest at an 8?
8? Yeah, probably.
You and
Listen,
Brian.
I like last year or the year before, I like jumped in, did a few things, and jumped out. I've actually been playing the game a lot this year. I think this year feels a lot better than it did previously. Like they added the chain wrestling, and that's the next thing I want to talk about before we get to the island. The new features they added this year, because one thing is chain wrestling. I don't like it. I turned it off pretty much because it just pops up out of nowhere, and I don't like it just takes too long. I liked it in AEW Fight Forever how it was quick when it started going. I wouldn't be mad if they flashed up 4 buttons and made it like a rock, paper, scissors thing, but rolling the sticks and stuff like that, I think personally the game is too slow already, and that just slows it down even more. So wasn't a fan of chain wrestling. Did they add any other gameplay features really this year?
Third-person camera.
The
Third
third-person
person camera, I'm not a
yeah.
fan.
Yep.
It adds a bit too much. I know Brian, Mr. Dubs, like y'all says y'all enjoy it. I guess if you put
I like
time
it
into
for
learning and
entrances.
stuff.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it for
for
entrances.
entrances,
It's
it's
not
a good
gonna
option.
It ain't good for online though.
Well, Clint
No,
said he
no,
plays
not
with it
for
on
online.
every match site.
Oh, Clint, you do every match?
Yeah, I love it.
I
I
like
think
it
it's
for
awesome.
1v1s.
Yeah, I think the third-person camera is awesome. It makes it feel like a brand new, fresh.
I think it's
experience,
good.
It's
I
something
think it's
different.
really good. And I have my days where I just turn it on and I do stuff, and then I have my days where I go back. That's the best part about it. You're not forced to play with it all the time. So
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
that's great.
that's what I enjoy about it. I'm able to go in there, and figure out if I want to do it or not. Like if I know I'm about to put on a banger Extreme Rules match, I'm about to turn it on because I want to see every environment and everything I'm
Yeah.
about to do.
Nice.
I
Well, and
feel you,
Sanction was
and
saying
like
that
Clint said, like I use the ramp facing camera, and sometimes it's not good because, like he said, you're looking through the ropes. If the tag team partner's on the
Yeah.
side of the ring, sometimes you're just looking at their back and you can't see what's going on in that part of the ring.
You can't see
I wish it was
anything,
a way to like, because if you turn it on, pretty much it's on, right? Like you can't swing the camera and then have it just go back to where it was. I wish it
I
was
mean,
where I can kind of like have my cake and eat it too, where I don't have to use it, but I had the option to just swing the camera whenever I wanted
you can
to.
pause it and go and do that,
It's
but
a lot of work.
yeah, that's the only thing, bro.
And like the Hell in a
But
Cell match, like I hate to see the cage, so it would be good to. So it's a
yeah,
good option, I just got to put time in, I guess, to use it because I was complaining about the cell and somebody said just use the third person camera. I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. But if I do that, I'm gonna have to learn how to use the third person camera. So it's kind of my fault, but I think it's a good feature to be in there.
I agree. Yeah.
Have you tried a elimination chamber with it?
I
on
haven't
yet?
even tried it.
It's
Me and
weird.
Brian were playing like
It's
backstage
weird.
with it, and I was like, probably won't do it.
Yeah, I had a headache at first because it's something you're not used to.
Yeah.
So for me, it took me a while. Like I got a headache. I got a couple headaches before I was like, all right, I'm used to it. Cause there's all that motion and all that, bro. I'm very
it's
my
moving
eyes are
around,
very
yeah.
sensitive to that because I'm not used to it. Like I don't play a lot of shooter games where you sitting
Me
there
either.
spinning
Yeah.
with the gun and
Hate
all that.
first
So
persons.
yeah, I was just I wasn't used to it.
All right, UTV. Well, how did
It'd be
y'all?
nice if it had
How did y'all like
a-
the first person camera? Q.
I kind of like it. It's something that modders had access to first, obviously. So for it to come to console, for us to get it, it's pretty amazing. But I will say I do prefer it strictly for 1v1 matches, especially when it comes to online, because like Brian said, I remember when I did not check the match rules, I did not check the match info, and I went into a match, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong with this? View was kind of janky and stuff. I'm like, yo, is this a third-person camera elimination chamber? I want to leave the match. I'm like, nah, this is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It shouldn't force that on everybody though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even
Also,
if
if one
I
person
get that you're
using it,
creating a
everybody
match.
has to.
Yes,
I'm
that's what I
pretty
don't
sure it's
like.
in the match options. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Did you give it a shot?
It'd be nice
in
to
your
have
9
like a
hours? Oh, go ahead, Clay.
like a lock-on feature. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say it'd be nice to have like a lock-on feature, kind of like in the old Zelda games where it would just lock onto your opponent and the
that'd be
camera would
cool.
stay behind you.
Yeah.
That would help a lot, rather than you trying to like they go off screen and you're like, okay, where the hell they go? And all of a sudden you get clubbed in the head.
Somebody throws something at you, you just you didn't even see it coming. Noda, did you try it in your 9 hours?
I'm not a really big. I'm not a big fan of it, bro. I'm really not.
Yeah,
I think I played it.
preferences.
I played it backstage online. I'm like, bro, I don't like this camera, this view, bro, at all.
that's where I tried it in the warehouse.
I will say though, them adding that to entrances makes the entrances matter so much more.
Yes.
Like I'm always able to do
Yes.
something different, especially if I put a different attire on my character, like being able to zoom in, zoom out, switch the camera, and then you see like all the environments during the entrance and stuff. I personally like when I first seen it, I didn't know that it was like this crazy. I did the Rock's entrance first, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like, this is nutty, bro."
I gotta try it with Jada Parker's new model. But what does everybody else think about the chain wrestling?
Chain wrestling.
Just so you know, bro, with that new patch, she came fresh out of Brazil, my boy.
Fresh out of Brazil, fresh out of Miami. What's up, UTV?
Chain wrestling, yeah, I agree. It's kind of basically the same thing as 2K19, but this time you actually can switch between which one you want. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I prefer AEWs where it just kept going all in one motion and it was way more fast paced. Like I remember I had a match with what's his name, Danielson and Darby Allin on Fight Forever. I was just like, man, this is crazy. But then I go on 2K, I'm watching how slow and clunky it is, and somebody just grabs me, walks me down all the way to the turnbuckle. I was like, yeah, I'm not rocking with it, bro. I'm not.
Anybody love the chain wrestling? Being
I
added
like
back?
it.
I haven't
Did you
done it
keep it
yet,
on, Brian?
honestly.
Yeah, I keep mine on. I like it because it only pops up 3 times a match, and sometimes it don't even pop up none of the times. So like when I'm like, it's cool at the beginning of the match, you know what I'm saying? You get in there. Sometimes you chain wrestle back to back, trying to. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's actually pretty cool. The one thing I had to turn off, which I don't know if they lowered the rate down at this point, was the blow for blow. I felt
Turn
like
that
that was
off, too.
happening way too much.
Mhm.
What I
Oh,
did
yeah.
was
That only
with
happens
that,
once a match, doesn't it?
Nah, blow for blow was happening to me
come
like
on, bro.
4 or 5 times a match. It was bad. So I went
Only
ahead and
happened-
I turned it off.
and turned it off, and
It
then
only
I,
happened once.
nah, and then I went ahead and messed with the sliders, and then I brought it down, so I don't even see it. Sometimes it pops up, but I could probably count on my hands the amount of times I've seen it since the first week of the game came out. So I'm cool with that. I actually like blow for blow, I really do, but I don't like the repetitive of it because it simply does not happen every single match in real life. You know what I'm saying? You might see that
Every John
a couple
Cena
times a
match.
year, nothing crazy, but yeah, it don't happen that much.
All right, and the new match type we got was the underground match. That was the only new match type we got, right?
Underground and Bloodline rules.
Oh, I have never played a Bloodline rules.
Oh,
match.
brother,
You
missing
don't
out.
want to.
I don't like
You missing
interference,
out.
man. That's another thing. I don't like when people interfere in my matches.
Nah, you missing out, bro. That joint fun. That's probably one of my favorite match types they've added.
So you do it like
That joint
when you
fun.
playing by yourself? Or you just
Yeah, I
try to
do it when I'm
return
playing
them?
by myself. I do it in universe mode if I want to do like a Roman Reigns match because that's the only way I'm going to get 3 interferences. So I
Hmm.
go in there and I do it, and I like it because the AI knows to get out your way after they get in there.
Mm.
They know to go outside and fight outside the ring while you're fighting inside the ring. But they'll go in the ring to break up the pin. So like again, it's cool. I like it. It's one of my favorite match types.
I'm surprised. I didn't expect to like the underground match, but I think it's fun. You know, it's different than what we usually have. It's not like a groundbreaking type of match, but my favorite thing to do is throw somebody into the turnbuckle
It
and
was
watch them turn
creative.
inside out and flip outside the
Yeah,
ring.
the
Yeah.
spin
Love
around
it.
thing.
It was creative, bro. That's what it was. Like the underground match to me was creative. Like it's not something. I'll be honest. I haven't played it since maybe the second week of the game, but it ain't something that's bad neither. It's a good match type.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like. I know we were talking earlier about the World Tour mode in my faction. Like it kind of gives you a reason to play these different matches, even though there was like 10 War Games matches. Where was that in Boston? I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
bro,
bro.
when that last person comes in there, everybody just starts pinning everybody. I'm like, y'all gotta relax.
They was
But
wilding on that world tour with that boy.
yeah,
Man,
but yeah, I like stuff like that. So hopefully, they incorporate like the underground match and more backstage stuff whenever we get whatever the next map is going to be. Um, but outside of that, what else did we have new? Is it time to get to the island? I think it's time to talk about the island. So when we first heard about the island, I thought about the possibilities. We can have like they had the Undertaker's Cathedral. I thought we could have something like that, and they would actually have the Undertaker in there to interact with your wrestler. Rhea Ripley's tattoo shop. Rhea Ripley should be in there. You could be able to do different stuff with her. They did have
Yeah.
Paul Bear outside, which was pretty cool. But I think the island was, like y'all said, just too bare bones. And just like the missions and stuff they gave you, like go find these keys for Cody Rhodes, just stuff like that. I'm like, okay, bro, I don't mind these things being goofy, but what are we doing here? Feels like when we first got it, the running was too slow and sluggish. I think the first impression, like for me, when I first got in there, it just kind of ruined it for me. Now I was planning on going through and actually grinding my character up, but I was not having fun in there. So I did use my VC to get my character up to the level I needed him. So I think
No.
if they
Oh,
bring
don't give them money. You're encouraging
no,
them.
I had the blood money edition,
You didn't
so it
have
came
to.
with some
Yeah.
VC.
Blood,
Oh, you
blood
already
money.
did. Okay, you gave the blood
Yeah,
money.
I had the blood
edition.
money edition, so I had the VC that came with it. So I just used that to level my guy up. But
It still didn't
yeah,
get you to 100 though, did it?
I didn't try to get to 100.
it got
I
you
said,
to
let me
90.
just
It
get
gets you
good
to
Yeah, it
enough,
does.
97.
and then
I'm saying it does even with the blood money edition. 100,000 VC. Remember, 100,000 didn't get you to 100 overall, and one match, winning a match online, gets you 180.
Just like NBA 2K.
100,000 didn't get you to 100 overall. Just think about that for someone who grinds.
well, I didn't try. I didn't use all of them. I said, okay, I'm not gonna grind all the way up, but I don't like this, so I'm gonna get my character at least strong enough so I can just run through these matches. But
But I'm saying, if 97 overall with 100,000, and you're only earning 188 organic or 180 organically by winning a match, you're never going to grind your character.
So, I mean, there's some fixing to do in the island. I don't care about the Jordans and stuff like that. Like people were complaining about the cost. Like you said, it was like $2,000. I don't care about that stuff. I was just in there playing the mode to play it. But it's a good idea, but it just was not executed well this year. So I like the fact that it's in there. Like y'all said, y'all would bump the score down because the island's in here. I would actually bump it back up because they tried something different. And I want to see them actually make it work and be good next year. So I'm not like this year the island's cooked. Don't get me wrong, it's not good, but I think next year if they put some more time in it, it can actually be better. Brian, what do you think about the island based on what we got this year? And do you think they should scrap it and just do something else, or should they keep expanding upon it?
Man, I told them I love the concept. The concept is great. I personally like it. The moment that you let us do tag team matches and other multi-man matches, and the service can support it, I think that we're gonna witness a boom in the mode. Now, me personally, I gotta agree with you, Kenny. I do not care about the how much the shoes cost and all that. Just me personally. I do see where people are coming from though, with the 180 VC and all that,
Hmm.
per match if you win. But that's not something that ever it just didn't mess with my gameplay experience, so I can't really say that it bothered me as much. Like when I went in there and I looked at the store, I'm like, all right, bro, I might want this, I might want that, but I ain't gonna want nothing else. So it was just one of those things where it's like you
Hmm.
get what you want and then you kind of just walk out. So I personally ain't really care about that type of stuff, but I think that till they figure out the gameplay engine online, I I think people are going to be scared to play. And the reason why I say that is because before they figured out, you know, a lot of the moves that were irreversible in the game. I dealt with it in my faction because I play a lot of that. But in the island, a lot of people that play it, they tell me like, bro, like these moves are irreversible. Then they fix them, but then I'm hearing from UTV now that there's even like worse stuff in there that I ain't even know about. I guess I'm just not diving deeper in the trenches of online. So it's just one of those things where I think the mode can be good, but I think that they really got to execute on certain aspects. I love the concept, man. I really do, because I'm somebody that plays NBA 2K. I play all them sports games. So when I saw this coming in here, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to really like this. And if you look at my X profile, you know that I was really hyped for this mode. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted it, but a lot of people like the story of the island. I personally haven't played not even a cutscene of the story. I'll be the first to admit it. I was strictly playing that mode for the online experience. I did not care about the offline. Just like NBA 2K, when I play my career, I only play the first couple scenes that asked me to get into the park. You'll never see me back in that offline mode again. So I was expecting sort of the same experience in the island. And yeah, I think the concept is great, but again, like you said, a lot to execute. And hopefully, you know, next year with this being version 1, we get, you know, a more distinct version where we can finally say, all right, this is, you know, this is a good mode, and we'll hopefully see what happens.
And that's why it's important to have like different people in here, because I am the exact opposite of you. I don't care about online in the island. And y'all said
Yeah.
2 versus 2 not allowed. I'm like, bro, that's what I don't care about. I'm here to play the story, grind up my character, because I like RPG games, and that's what I thought we were going to get from it. But it just seems like there was just no, like, they didn't even try with the story on the island. Like, you're just like, you had Xavier Woods in like some type of robot gaming suit or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, what are we
I
doing
played
here?
through that one. I'm like, what are we
Y'all not
doing
even
here?
trying to make me
Yeah.
care about what's going on. And then after that, I ran into Cody Rhodes, and he was asking me to find his keys. And I was like, bro, LA Knight had like a night suit on or something. I'm like, bro, this is not
Oh,
good.
I didn't play that one
I
yet.
had to
And
cancel.
Lex told me it was good. I mean, it don't surprise me. He a
Come on, he's an
representative.
executive. You are the representative. Lex is the executive. Of course, Lex said it was good.
But nah, Lex told me, he's like, yo, this is good, bro. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. I just never cared to check it out. Like, I played every single thing across this game. I played the showcase. I played My Rise 3 times. I played Universe. I played Play. Like, I'm a player that likes to enjoy all the modes. Like, I don't leave out one mode. But this was one of those things, bro, where I ain't care to go into story mode. But I've heard reviews and people were saying, oh, bro, it's kind of good. And then you're completely like, I don't want to say crapping on it, but you're like, bro, this joint not good. So it's refreshing to hear, I guess, something new.
All right, Clint.
Story's not great.
So you are a big creator wrestler guy. They got a lot of creator wrestler parts. You know, they got the Jordans, they got the Nikes. Do you care about that kind of stuff on the island? What do you think about the mode?
Well, the official stuff like the Jordans and Nikes, nah, I don't care about that stuff. But when you lock original creation parts to that mode and you charge for them twice, because you have to lock it for both the male and female created wrestler, then I have a huge problem with that. The mode itself, the fact that it's online only really sucks. Because what if this was the best mode in the game? What if everybody loved it? It was great. When the next game comes out and they shut the servers off, the mode's gone. You can't buy the parts anymore. You can't play your character anymore. It's done. So that's a huge issue I have with the mode. Also, it feels like if I spend all this time grinding out for points to unlock the stuff I want to get, I bought the Blood Money Edition too, so I'm guilty for that too. So I spent most of my points on creation parts because I wanted to test out if they were all uncustomizable or if there were some that you could customize. And I bought like 10, 15 different things. And everything you pay for that I purchased, I didn't buy everything because I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on one game.
On top
you can't
of
colorize it, and you can't change it, you can't customize it, you can't put logos on it. Once you put it on your character, that's it. You can't do anything with it. And if you're going to charge 6,000, 12,000 VC for one part, I should be able to do whatever the heck I want with it. Right?
And I can understand, like y'all said earlier, the license stuff. You know, there could be stuff there that won't let you edit it. But if it's just a random part, then I think they should definitely let you tinker with it.
Yeah, exactly. Everything else, like the visual aspects, like the cool pyramid, the dead man
Oh.
area. The whole concept is so cool. I've always wanted like a wrestling
Me too.
RPG, but the way they went about it, it feels like they were just like, oh, let's just throw this crap at the wall and see what sticks, see what they complain about, see what we can change in the next game. And well, here we are.
Sorry.
And I wasn't very nice about the mode at the beginning. So
Yeah, no, understandable,
Yeah.
understandable. What about you, Mr. Dubs? Did you have high hopes for the island? I know some people were down on it as soon as it was announced. Some people were looking forward to it. Where were you at, and where did you come out?
As soon as I heard about the mode, I knew immediately we were. I mean, look at what happened when they brought back GM mode. It took 3 years for it to be playable. Look what happened when they bring back anything. Special guest referee last year, singles matches only. I knew it would be about 2 to 3 years before this mode gets anywhere. So I warned everyone. I said, if this mode is a thing, you know, the My City thing happens or became the island, I said it's not going to be good in the first year. It's going to be bare bones, lackluster. Servers are probably going to be terrible, and it's probably going to be microtransaction hell. And you probably won't be a very good version of it until 2K27 at the earliest. And I stand by that. I was 100% correct. I don't think I was wrong about any part of it. I know exactly how they roll, and I still warn people to this day that we're probably going to lose community creations by 2K30, like
No
entirely.
way.
The image uploader at the very least, because they want to charge you for everything they can. You guys don't think it's a big deal because creation part's not a big deal, that it costs literally $1,000 for a male, then another $1,000 for a female character to unlock every part for your creation suite. For creators, again, you guys don't care because I don't care about the pair of Jordans or, you know, whatever it is, R-Truth's weird t-shirt. I could care less. What I do care about is, look, you have face paint, you have masks in there. Again, 12,000 VC for one item. That, just so you're aware, that's 66 matches that winning 66 matches to buy one item. Bro, I'm not kidding. 66 online matches won. That's winning them at 180 VC to buy one 12,000 point item. That might not be a big deal because you only might want a couple things. But if you're a creator, or if you just like community creations, oh, well, this super amazing, perfect Macho Man Randy Savage. But he's got a locked hairstyle to the island. Now I got to go spend 12,000 VC to get that, or play 66 matches. This is the problems that you're going to start running into, is that community creations, if guys like What's the Status, your favorite creators, and you have an amazing Kenny Omega or a character you want to download, just think about 12-year-old you. You want to have all your WCW guys, your ECW guys. Well, if all of a sudden now they have a locked hairstyle that's locked to the island, well, this guy, well, that's 12,000 VC right there. That's 8,000 VC right there. That's 200 matches, or I have to pony up real cash just so I can download a cool Bam Bam Bigelow. That's the problem with it. My problem is, for me, I could care less. I might create a wrestler. What I don't like is that I can't bring in my own creator wrestler into it. You have to make your own crappy The Island version of a creator wrestler where you can't use custom logos for tattoos, for your face, for anything. So your creator wrestler looks like ass, but then they put a rank system that I've wanted for years behind it. And then it's also paywalled because you can just pay to win to 100 overall. So there's
True.
so many problems with it that I played through the story. You can play through all the story. We get one version of the story now. I think we're getting 4 more parts added throughout the year. These 3 or 4 more parts, which I will play and I'll check it out and give it a fair shake. But even if you play through the entire story mode, you're not getting enough VC to get stuff. So if you find a really cool community creation that has any random part locked behind it, you're not able to download it unless you go and spend the money. And this is just year one, and it's $1,000 for everything. They're going to put more and more paywalled creation parts. I'm saying that more and more creation parts are going to get paywalled off, so that in future years, I don't see us keeping the image uploader, at least not in the state that it's in now, because if they can charge you $10 to get a pair of Nikes, why would they let you upload the Nike logo yourself and make them yourself? I do think this is a slippery slope of us losing it. And I've watched it in all my favorite franchises. People, when they first started, they dipped their toes into microtransactions, and it's like it eventually spreads its way through the entire game. It started with MyFaction. So many people don't play MyFaction and spend money on it. This is now, I had no problem with it being on the island. Fine, you want to pay to win an online mode that I'll never play because of that? Fine. But once they lock creation parts behind it, that is huge, because a large portion of the community that buys this game every year is strictly for the creations. It's strictly because of community creations, even if they don't create, so they can download their favorite creations. And
I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I know. Mark my words. Just mark my words.
I think
I was right about everything beforehand, and just mark my words.
I think the only way that happens is if they switch from 2K to EA or something, and they got to figure it out, which a lot of people say they want, but I think y'all don't know that will be a nightmare.
That'd be worse.
We're going to start
No,
all.
if 2K loses the license, Community Creations is gone. Like as we know it, 100%. Because it won't already be there. They're a new engine, new things. That's not.
Yeah,
I think 2K is in touch with the fact that Community Creations keeps the game alive for most of the year for single player players. Like, for them to get rid of something like that, like the population of the mode would have to be at a point where it's like, all right, like we can afford to do this. Like, telling you right now, they definitely cannot afford to get rid of Community Creations right now.
I'm saying by 2030, and I'm not Community Creations as a whole, but the image uploader at least.
By then, we're going to have AI where they be like, yo, create Swerve Strickland in WWE 2K25. We're going to have the exact model.
But that's the problem. The reason you have to remember, too, why would they shut down the servers a year and a half after launch? Because they don't want you to be able to download Naomi's new attire in 2K23.
I mean, maybe it's too much
They want you to buy the new game.
Servers are already cheap, so maybe they shut it down earlier to try to lighten them up. Like,
bro,
you're defending $1 billion company.
If you
I'm
play
not
the
defending
game,
them, bro. I'm just saying there's got to be a reason.
Bro, the game by that time though is like $15, bro. Like if you like, I don't know, bro. I just can't sit here and stress about the servers being gone a year and a half later. The game costs $15, bro. So it's like, why am I going to stress about that? You see what I'm
no, but I'm saying for if you have something like Community Creations, some players don't care about your new whatever. They just maybe do their thing in universe, but they want an updated Will Ospreay attire. They want an updated John Moxley or an updated Cody Rhodes, whoever it is. Once you cut off that access to Community Creations, it's incentivizing people to buy the next game. So that's why they do it sooner and sooner.
And then
that is one of the biggest reasons. That and money.
My thing is, Dubs, you like for me though, I get it, but like that's more of a business move too. Like they still allow you to be on they allow you to, like, nobody is on Community Creation actively creating a year and a half later. So whatever you downloaded, that's gonna be the best of what you got at that point. So it's like a year and a half later, it's like you paying what, $15 for the game, and even better, if you pre-order the game, you get the last version free. For example, if you pre-order 2K26, you're gonna get 2K25 for free next year. If that makes sense. If you are somebody that waits a gap year to,
I mean, as of now, they only started doing that last year, right? That's a new thing. That's not guaranteed.
I believe they might have.
That's the thing they started last year.
It might have been 23 when they started it. 23.
Okay, 23. So 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, one big thing you did mention there, Dubs, was the fact that you got to pay like $1,000 to unlock everything for the men and $1,000 to unlock everything for the women on the island. And this game, like the life cycle is very short. If you're buying these games every year, then that's 1 year. You paid $2,000 to unlock everything on the island. Now, I don't know how much people are going to do that. I think people are actually spending more than that in MyFaction. But then your game starts over in the next year. You get nothing comes over. You got to start over all again. So I think that's the bad part. Yep. Where if they don't keep these licensed stuff, I think what you bought should move forward to the next game because it's only 1 year.
Yes, absolutely.
They never will. They don't in any game. But I don't agree with microtransactions existing at all in a game that isn't free to play. If you don't have a free to play version of your game, you shouldn't have microtransactions. And I wish they'd put in that in the law.
Well, I'll take that over being a live service game. I hate live service games.
So I'd rather the game at least be free, so that way if you just want to play online with buddies, you can. If you want to have access,
you can spend more.
Here's the thing though with that though. For me, like
Marvel Rivals is free.
When it comes to microtransactions though, you're not forced to dabble in them in 2K. Like,
Brian, I got to stop you there because if you play in MyFaction, you are forced.
All right, but you don't got to play that mode. Universe, Showcase.
But I want to play it. I bought the game. I personally wanted to play through World Tour mode because I bought this game and I'm like, yo, this is fun. I like clearing these challenges and clearing these different cities. Then I hit a bump in the wall where they're like, well, you need a female card from, I think it was like a Legends female card. And I was like, okay, well, how do I get these? And they're just looking at me like,
so what'd you do with your MyFaction points while you was playing?
Huh?
Because you do gain mad max,
but I didn't have a good amount of
MyFaction points.
I didn't have enough to get the Molly Holly Legends card, so I had to spend $5 to get her unlocked. And I my heart was broken. I was like, I'm a part of the problem now, but I want to play the game, so I have to do it. I mean, you could say you don't have to, but yes, if you want to play the game, you have to.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If you want to play online, if you want to play the island at all online, you're not playing with a 60 overall character against a bunch of hundreds. You're just not. Like, it's not a thing that you're doing. And yes, Blood Money Edition, they give you enough to get you to 97 overall. They don't even give you enough VC to max you out.
No,
But
no
you had
game
to spend
does
$200.
with
You had to spend
microtransactions.
$200 on the game. It's 200 Australian dollars, about 180 Canadian.
That's not the only thing
Blood
you
Money
getting though in the edition.
But what I'm saying is, like, you had to buy that
You get a
edition to
booty
get
cheeks
this
Undertaker
VC
model.
where you can't even exactly, and you have to spend that just so you can play and compete online. Because otherwise, there's no you can't play enough matches to earn enough virtual currency to buy anything. Like, to earn 100,000 VC, again, you're getting 180 for a win. Do the math. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not disagreeing with you. That's the first thing I told. I said, bro, y'all gotta up these VC rewards.
555 matches, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's a lot of matches, bro. But
and that's wins. You have to win. That's only if you win. You have to be winning with your 60 overall characters. That's probably well over 1,000 matches.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's not as big of a problem as I've seen in other games. At least just yet.
Not every
Sure,
game,
but
is a
but again,
problem.
this
I
is
know I
why
do a
I
lot of
hold
Mortal
these games
Kombat
so
stuff
dear.
too. I mean, there's
These are our precious
microtransactions there
wrestling
also.
games.
So
Like, most
every
games charge you
game,
microtransactions for
2025.
cosmetics. You can't do that in a wrestling game.
Listen,
Well,
it's
no, I
wrong
will
to
say
think
this.
Go ahead.
I just brought up Mortal Kombat. I will say this: the microtransactions they have in here don't make it where you can't play the game. Like, it's just like different skins and outfits if you want them. I mean, you can still play the game.
Exactly.
You can still win the same without buying those. Now, of course, they're releasing
That's-
new characters, but you got to pay people to make those characters, so that's fine. But in my faction, I have to pay $5 to get a Molly Holly card when she's a wrestler who's already on the roster. I'm just paying to unlock her in this mode for a little card. They need to make some type of option where there's, like, even if it's a 20 match ladder where you have to beat 20 matches in order to unlock one card that's in that market, that's fine. Give me some type of option to unlock these cards where I don't have to spend the money on it. Because again, like Dub said, it's a game that I already paid for. This is not a live service game. So they should give us an option to, if we need it, we should have an option to unlock it in game.
100%. And that's my problem with the island, is it's not possible. If you're a completionist and you want to unlock everything, most people won't care. I agree with you. But for those that want to, it's literally impossible to unlock every item on the island.
All right, so we're getting pretty deep in the weeds here. Let's go ahead and get UTV's thoughts on the island. Have you even played it, or is that what you don't care about?
I have played it, and it's definitely disappointing. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Like I was talking about earlier, when we first saw the hype that was delivered by Hip Hop Gamer when he came out of nowhere. Yo, check it out, WWE 2K. We about to have an island. This is about to. I'm like, okay, cool. But then I jump into it. I'm like, yo, watch, like in 2 minutes, I basically did 5 laps around this island. So it's small, but I will say it's very detailed. The artwork is beautiful. And then I started getting to these matches. I'm like, okay, am I missing something? Do I have to unlock a certain section? 1v1 matches only. Then going back to Dubs about the 66 plus matches, I'm like, I don't have a problem. Like, I mean, I'm an avid online player, and I can pretty much beat the majority of this community. And no cocky. I'm just talking.
Oh, we need that Brian versus UTV match.
I mean, we could run it anytime.
We'll get back to that.
I will play anybody in this chat room right now. But yeah, I'm not even trying to be cocky. Like, I am one of the best online players. I can, like, that's not a problem. Like, hey, I'm just saying, Dubs, I got a 60 something overall, and I was still beating the 100 overall people. Like,
I believe you 100%. I guarantee you, I can beat some 8-year-old kid who got it for Christmas with 100,000 VC who doesn't have thumbs. Of course, I can beat him with. But I'm saying, if you and I went toe to toe, and I'm 60 overall and you're 100, you're gonna win. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we're both 100 overall, we might trade wins. I'm saying, if you're 100 overall and I'm 60, if we're on the same skill level, you're gonna win. Like, 99.9% of the time.
It's not even necessarily based off of like the ranks, because if you really look at it, you can.
I'm not saying ranks. I'm not saying ranks. I'm saying your like attribute points.
No, it's not. It's not even based off that, because you can put any move you want on your superstar, so you literally can just get all the cheap moves and literally win matches. But yeah, I agree.
What if both of us have them? If mine do more damage to you, I stun you first, I hit you with my finisher first, I win.
hey, if you're cheaper, then hey, you're gonna win. But if I'm cheaper, I'm gonna win. But I 100% agree when it comes to the match requirements, because if I want to do 66 plus matches, I'm not gonna want to play 66 1v1 matches in a row. I want to have some variety. I want to do maybe an elimination chamber. Maybe I want to do a TLC match. Maybe, I mean, I don't really play the match that often, but maybe occasionally I want to do a special guest referee match. You know, I don't want to just stay locked in on these 1v1 matches. Going back to the question stuff. I mean, I jump in this mode and I see R-Truth. Hey, dog, can you help me find my car keys? I'm like,
Mhm.
what am I playing right now? And I just see this little text box like I'm playing Pokemon or The Sims or something. I'm like, what is this, bro? It's like no life in it, like you were talking about. You go into these stores, you don't see anybody. I'm like, hey, Rhea, where you at? You know, can I get an Undertaker? Rest in peace.
Exactly.
Can I get anything? Any
We'll
less?
get that next year and the year after, though. But this is first iteration.
I hope
We will
so,
get that.
because I mean, this is
Will.
wrestling. I mean, I understand basketball, but wrestling is different. These guys are big characters, so there's no reason the Undertaker's not on the island somewhere, just popping up. You know what? Whatever, just beating you down or something. Like you go to a hard match with him. Rhea Ripley should be in her shop. Why is her name on there? Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. Why are they not in their store? I think that's going to be important for them to kind of get in there
Yeah,
next
like
year.
can I have like some random pop ups? Like, what if I was just running in the aisle and I just see Stone Cold out of nowhere?
There
Just
you go.
what? Like just out of
What I
nowhere?
don't,
Like,
what I don't understand about the story though is why it's the completely different. It's like the 2K20 style, like weird text boxes.
thank you.
Somebody in chat mentioned earlier. Why it's that where it's completely different from the way my rise is or the way that the universe is.
I think
Like,
they
Universe
wanted to
has
give it a
great
different
cuts.
look.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
I don't know.
I think it was an alternative. Like I think it was all right. Y'all getting this with my rise. Let's try and give y'all something different with the island. Like I'm necessarily not mad at the idea. I just think it wasn't executed. But like
I
I
think it
see
should
where
have
they
been
were
a
coming from.
like a mixture of both. Give us that, but give us some big cut scenes, like even if it's just like short
Yeah.
45 to 1 minute clip, 45 second to minute clips. There should be some big cut scenes during big moments.
Yeah, my rise had
Especially
some
the
really cool
beginning.
cutscenes in it, and I was hoping for more of that. And also, I thought this was going to be more like a world tour mode from Street Fighter 6, or like the story kind of thing in Mortal Kombat.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was
like
like
gonna be
that or
awesome.
like Xenoverse.
Yeah, exactly, and or like the Xenoverse
Yeah.
style, like any of that. I thought that would be awesome for a wrestling
Yeah.
game. So,
All right,
hopefully
UTD,
next
you got
year.
anything else to add?
I was gonna say, yeah, I also agree with Dubs when it comes to singling out the content creators. Like, what's the status? Like, I mean, I'm just keeping it real, bro. Like, I'm just calling it like I see it. 2K was very, very, very greedy with this approach. You know, trying to single out the PC players. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. It's like, bro, you got to realize, like, not a lot of people got that much time on their hands, bro. Especially like, you know, what's the status? And these other people, they may not want to play that. They may not want to know play these type of game modes. And it seems like Dub said, the further that we go into these 2K game modes, they're just like seeing how much they can, you know, flip that
Sure.
switch. They're like, okay, we got them with this. Let's go to the next level. Okay, they felt for this. Let's go to the next level. And it's like I feel like as time goes on, like I don't know about community creations leaving the game, but I do think it's going to continue to get harder and harder and harder to unlock creation parts. Like we're talking about hair, bro. Not Jordans, because you know, hey, that's cool. The Jordans, the Adidas, that's cool. But we're talking about hair. Out of all things, hair, my guy, hair. So yeah, like
Air masks and face paint. I was all
Yeah.
against it, and the fact that Clint says you can't edit them.
Yeah.
So if you get a face paint or
Yeah.
a mask, you can't add your own logos and change it. What's even the point of having it?
It was probably something to do with the license stuff. Like they said, okay, well, if we
No,
I
but
don't
this
know,
is
maybe it's
we're
like a
talking
pro-
unlicensed stuff.
I know,
we're talking
but
the
I'm
unlicensed.
saying maybe they're like under the same profile. Like either you make it where everything in the island can be edited, like you couldn't. Maybe they couldn't pinpoint one thing or another. I don't know.
Yeah,
Can you change the hair colors?
Deal with it. Yeah, you can change the hair color.
Okay,
That's it.
well, at least you can do that.
And the parts you unlock by playing the in-game or the mode missions, like the Undertaker mission or the Zero mission, Xavier Woods' armor, that in the last update you can change the color of, but the stuff you buy you cannot unless it's hair.
So,
So
unlockable.
maybe they're working
So,
on
yeah.
it. Maybe they're working. on it.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe they're working on
Oh,
it.
so there's
yeah.
a lot of stuff they have been working on too. We'll close out with that. But loaded during your 9 hours, how many of that time was on the island?
Well, most of those hours were spent in the menu screen, so I didn't really play a lot of it, bro. So I mean,
God, bro.
I was watching other people doing
Loading,
stir play, so I watched
loading.
their gameplay and they would play. Like I barely touched it. The island, all I did was walk around in that mode, bro. I was watching UTV's video on how to get those paybacks. So he knows what I'm talking about. So they had different builds, like different like fighting styles or whatever, different templates. So I just created each one and walked around just to get those paybacks. That was it. I didn't play a single match in the island. I had zero interest in the island, bro. As soon as I heard it was
the game came out,
you didn't play the Zero
before
story?
the game came out, you didn't care about it either.
no, I didn't care. As soon as I heard it was 1v1 only online, and you got to put in like 10,000 hours into the game, I'm like, this mode is cooked. This mode was cooked before the game came out. I'm like, I just don't care.
All right.
And then a lot of people said the servers were better this year. Oh, my friends convinced me to get. Oh, the servers are better this year. You should get it. They're kind of better, and I get it. I'm like, bro, this is like the same old stuff from last year. Like, what is going on? It's just that now we're getting like infinite loading screens now. So, and then you have no map. You have no map for the island.
Oh, no map.
The characters walk very slow. There's no like golf carts or anything. You can't ride on a skateboard. No cars. I mean, to move around. No mobility. Like, what's going on, bro?
I think we got to get that stuff next year. I had to figure it out though because there was no map. I had to figure out, okay, if I go in the center and just spin the camera around, I can see what's where, and then you just got to pretty much head that way.
It is a small map, but come on, bro. Like,
it still should have had a map.
Some effort into it, man.
Or fast travel, for crying out loud. Like every
I don't know, man.
Effing game.
The map is so small. Fast travel, like
they really need
it. Loading.
Yeah,
loading.
It's year one.
It'd be more like a teleport. Like, let me teleport over there.
Right.
And then everyone spams on the island. That's what I've heard. It's like, I'm not surprised.
Yep.
Yeah. So why am I gonna waste my time? I wish I got the standard edition. I wish I got the standard one, but I got the Deadman edition.
Oh, Deadman. Okay, at least you didn't get the Blood Money edition.
This is what I don't understand.
Blood Money.
Something needs to be done about online because every year, this isn't like Brian didn't even know about the hacked moves, nor did I for this year for the like actual specific hacked in moves. But there are moves in the game every year, and I love the fact that there is so many moves in this game. But there's irreversible moves, or there's a glitch where you can just endlessly punch someone till their health and they're stunned, or endlessly use a low blow like actual in-game mechanics and just cheesing them. That's stuff that needs to get fixed, and that's something that didn't happen in Fight Forever. That was something I was complaining about from the very first day. I was like, the like ring out needs to be fixed, and the non-stop leg sweep that can't be reversed needs to get fixed. They fixed the ring out thing, but they did not ever fix the leg sweep irreversible BS nonsense that ruined online for that game. And that game was supposed to be a live service. This isn't. We're getting more patches from WWE almost as if it's a live service than we did for Fight Forever. But these things need to get fixed, man. Because this happens every year in these games, and it ruins online entirely.
And online, it should be popping right now, man. Like, you got to give people a reason to play the game for the whole year. Like, once you go through MyRise and MyFaction, what's left? And,
the island.
I guess people are playing Universal all year.
Universe.
Are people playing Universal all year?
They have one person that works on Universe apparently now. Only one. That's why we get so few updates. This is what I heard. I cannot confirm.
Before we get up out of here, I want to know one more thing from y'all. They have been doing some pretty big fixes in these patches. Like now we can actually slam wrestlers on the steel steps. So it looks like weapon mechanics are finally being worked on. What's one thing y'all would like to see either updated this year or made better next year? Brian, let's start with you.
I would just like a story mode.
Like create a story?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good answer, man. And we'll see if we get it.
Yeah,
but for me, you know what? It's funny. JCSJ just popped up in the chat. I would say one thing I really want to see add in is the limb damage. Because like I was doing that live event with Austin Theory and The Rock where you got to damage his legs and damage his arms. It's like you just sit there and damage his legs until they're red and he just gets up and walks around like it's normal, like nothing's wrong. I think the limb targeting system is so good in 2K. I think you need to make it mean more. So if somebody's legs are damaged, make it where it's harder for them to walk, and there are certain moves they can't pull off. Same with the arms, same with the torso. So
it needs to mean more.
You said what?
It needs to mean more.
Most definitely, because right now it means
No
nothing.
Mercy
it just means,
that.
okay, you're red, I can pin you. So I think
No
they need
Mercy
to add
had
on to that. And I hope within patches they get more weapon mechanics because I love throwing those steel steps. The steel chair is usually my favorite weapon, but right now it's definitely the steel steps. What about you, Clint?
I would love to see, since we can climb up on the barricade now, it'd be nice if, like in the old games, you could go in, not the entire crowd, but that little pocket that they used to have, like in the old ones, where you could fight like right in the
They still
audience
do
right
have that,
there.
right? Yeah, I
And
think I was back there. That wasn't a glitch, was it? Yeah, you can
was
still, they
it?
got like a
No, no, it's like
table and like a chair back there where it doesn't, like the chair, you can use it as much as you want, it doesn't break.
no, I'm talking about like right in the audience, like right on the barricade, not way up in
Oh, okay,
the
okay. I see
side
what you're
spot,
saying.
and
Yeah, I feel you.
like
I
Extreme
thought you
Rules.
meant the
But like in
little
the old
pocket
games,
thing back there. Okay.
there was like a little pocket that you could allow you to do that. And the one thing I would love to see added next year, and it doesn't have to be crazy, it could just be a little bit, like just give us a little bit body morphing. Like they're getting there with all these different body
Oh yeah.
types, but it'd be great for the creative wrestlers let me increase my bicep just a little
Mhm.
bit, just a little bit. But no, you have all these presets. You either have monster bodies or you have these little skinny, little tiny muscular bodies, and just like there's no in between. I mean, they've got a lot more big guy bodies. They finally got a King Kong Bundy body style, which is really cool. So that's awesome. And one little thing I like that they added this year was on the PlayStation, when you run out of stamina, this starts getting really hard to
Oh
push
really?
down because of the adaptive triggers,
Mm,
and it starts clicking like a mofo, and you're like, why can't I run anymore? And it's a really cool,
that's
nice
cool.
little
I didn't
touch
even
they
know
added
that.
this year with these.
I didn't know that.
I
either.
got rid of
These
that
fucking
so
triggers.
fast on my PlayStation remote, bro.
Did you?
Hell yeah! I'm like, yo, why
You're
am I
like
over
click,
here
click,
like,
click,
dog,
click,
like,
click,
what's
and you
going
can't move
on?
anymore. You just like it won't move. It's.
I was
thought
I
it
throwing
was
didn't even
cool.
know
haymakers
that. I
on the
don't play it on
screen, bro. I'm
PlayStation.
like, yo, how do you turn this off, bro? Why can I run? Why is he moving so slow? What's going on?
It starts clicking like crazy. At first, I thought something was wrong with it. I'm like,
Yeah,
what is
probably
wrong
makes
with
your
this thing?
PlayStation controller battery die even faster than it already does. Mr.
Yeah,
Dubs, what
man.
about
Yep.
you?
So I have a few things. I will always say it. Obviously, Brian already said create a story would be incredible. I don't know if that's what you meant or if you meant more of like an old school Road to WrestleMania, just like a
Oh no,
proper
no, I'm
stock
talking,
story mode.
I'm talking about create a story, 100%.
Oh, you are talking about straight out create a story because
That would be
I would
nice.
like to
Yeah.
see. They've done a good job about bringing more of them in, but getting all the creative story cutscenes into universe mode and through the rivalries and expanding on rivalries, so you can have an entire faction rivalries and stuff like that. I just like to see more and more of those cutscenes coming. They've added for the last few years. They've been adding more and more of them, so I'm happy to see that. But I would definitely like to see more than what we've got or just give us creative story back because that'd be fantastic. But also, you say, Kenny, you say weapon collision. For me, in Fight Forever, the ladder was my favorite weapon to always put down because the way that people would react when they would land on a ladder. I
Hmm.
want more weapon physics back where people actually sell going through a table, getting smashed on a ladder, getting smashed on a chair, steel steps, whatever. But also, Unsanctioned was talking about this earlier. He wants to see some what more real life, um, like realistic things that they do in wrestling. Would you like to see brought to these games? What about the Io Sky finish at WrestleMania,
Oh, that
where
was
someone's
crazy.
going for a pin? I want more collision detection, where you're not just only hitting one person when you're doing a dive off the top rope. If there's three people there, hit all three people. Do you know
You
what I
gotta
mean?
be
And if
careful with
somebody's going
that
for
though.
that pin, be able to do that. Be able to do that five. You used to have it. You used to have
Remember
it in the
Day
old
of
games.
Reckoning? I think on GameCube, they used to have that where people were so sensitive. Like if you pick somebody up for a vertical suplex and somebody punches you, like it's just like everything breaks apart.
Drops everything. Yeah, I don't want it to that degree, but I want to be able to do like the EO Sky moonsault off the top to break
Yeah,
up a
that was
pin and
beautiful.
hit the person and be able to pin them from it. Just like more everything for me is more around like obviously universe mode, but then otherwise collision detection, whether it's
Yeah.
weapons, more weapon physics, and just different versions of collision detection. Because when do we ever get to do a running Roman Reigns diving out at 6 people in a Bloodline rules match? You want to be able to hit all 7 people with that dive. I want to see that in these games again.
Yep. That's a good one. UTV.
Just like Dubs, I got a few things. First, I mean, like I said, I'm more of an online guy, but I definitely, respect to the offline players. We definitely need backstage interviews. That would be something cool to see.
Yeah.
When it comes to MyFaction and the island, I agree with the ladder system. I think that there needs to be an easier way to unlock stuff. I mean, you look at Call of Duty. I mean, let's say you want to unlock a weapon, you can just literally click on that weapon. They basically, they stat track it. You need to do this, 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 and this. You unlock the weapon. Simple as that. Like, why do I always have to? I mean, like I said, I can do it, but I don't want to. Like, why do I always need to swipe, 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 swipe? I don't want to do that sometimes, bro. When it comes to gameplay, I would definitely like if we could have true transitions back. I mean, it's wrestling we're talking about. Let's get some transitions in there. Let's get some, like you said, selling in there, legit selling. Like literally, you can put somebody through legit hell in a match, and they'll be able to spring up like ruthless aggression, Rey Mysterio. It's like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, come on, bro. Like, you telling me they didn't get tired? They didn't get hurt one bit. Whole body is red. They're moving literally like they're fresh in the match. So yeah,
Yeah.
some selling. Um, like in the old games, putting the chairs on the different body parts. Just we need to get back to wrestling. Like 2K these last few years has not felt like a wrestling game. Like, I'm not saying that there's nothing that I like about this game, but I'm just saying as a whole, when it comes to a true wrestling game in the gameplay department, it feels like a mixture of like other games, not just strictly wrestling. Like the dodging mechanic, get rid of that in general. The stun meter, get rid of that. Like, get rid of anything that isn't true to the squared circle. Like, we need to stay with wrestling. We need to. Just
All
saying.
right. Yep. What about you, Loaded? What would they have to add to get more than 9 hours out of you?
Fix the servers too.
Yeah,
I think that's
good start.
go ahead.
Fix the servers, and then put in some ragdoll physics in there. Sit a chair up. Do a move on the steel chair. Something like that. Um, what else? What else? It's online, man, and more gameplay improvements too.
Proper rank system
Rank
outside of
system. I
the island.
Does 2K even care about online for wrestling games at all?
I
In
think
the
they're
island,
going
they
to care a
do.
lot more about it if they're trying to expand the island and make it bigger and better. So maybe, hey, maybe I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with these servers, but I thought
Yeah.
this year was going to be it with them introducing this mode.
You
So.
definitely more collision. Like if you're doing a suplex, I would like that suplex to actually hit someone else on the ground too. So I would like to see more of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody's laid out and you do the suplex on them,
Yeah.
they interact like they do with the stairs now.
Yeah.
That's good. I didn't even think about like the collision with the other wrestlers just because I'm so scared after what we used to get with Day of Reckoning. If they do it right, that can be really good.
Because now when you do dives, you can hit two people at the same time though. Now, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. But they just gotta improve on that. Let's see if 7 people are outside the ring. I want Roman Reigns to do a dive. I want all those people to like fall on their face once Roman hits them.
Thank you.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything to add before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I want to hear about what Brian's thoughts are on universe mode. We didn't even touch on
We
universe
have not
mode at
talked
all.
about. See, Mr. Dub, you trying to force me to play universe mode, and y'all didn't even bring it up.
I'm saying
No,
I want to hear because I know Brian's played it a bit, right?
Yeah, I play universe mode every day, pretty much. Universe mode
So
to
what
me,
brings you back to it?
I think what brings me back to it is the continuity of like building my stories and now having actual payoffs at PLEs after the latest patch. Like rivalry cutscenes coming to PLEs is something that I like. I've been crying about, bro, for over a year now. Like it was I was excited to see it when it came in. So universe mode to me is one of the more improved modes. Like I remember when we first like were able to see the mode the first time and people were like, "Oh, universe mode hasn't changed." I was actually like on the complete opposite. Like I felt like universe mode had, even before the PLE cutscenes were added, some of the better changes in the game overall. Like the calendar, being able to do 3 shows in one day, even though I don't use that feature all the time, but I'm glad that I can do Monday Night Raw and then Monday Night Nitro if I wanted to do that. Like there was just so much added in universe mode that it did keep me coming back, and I felt like it actually worked this year. Now there are some things that are broken. Like extreme rules matches, they count you out now instead of not counting people out because it's a no disqualification match. It's something that started happening after the latest patch. So there are a few things that are broken, but like managers was a thing that was broken. They fixed that. Like they fixed a bunch of stuff. Like honestly, I feel like again, it's one of the modes like that and MyFaction is the 2 modes that I keep coming back to. Everything else is kind of like in the background for me, but universe mode, I'm enjoying it. I really am. There's a few things though that I would want, like backstage. Like there's a lot of stuff that I kind of try to work with custom matches to make stuff happen in as matches. Like I'll do like first finisher wins match backstage just to kind of make it faster. But I do wish that there were backstage interviews. Like that's something that is missing. Contract signings, just different real life things that that bring that to the game. So those are some elements for me personally that I want to see in the future. But overall, I do like the mode. It's one of the more improved ones this year for sure.
Now, when you play it, do you play the superstar mode a lot, or are you usually just using the open sandbox?
I've never used superstar mode ever.
Really?
I've only
With
done
Superstar
open
mode, that's where you
sandbox.
focus on one wrestler, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you can
so-
pick like your call or your created, or you can pick your created wrestler or your
Anybody.
like real superstar. Yeah, and you can go in there, and I believe you can even edit some of the shows if I'm not mistaken. Right? It's like
Well, you can go back and forth too, so you can edit within superstar mode. But if you use the regular sandbox, you can say you set up AEW and you set up your world title, your top 10 ranking like contenders, and your champion, and then say you want to be Darby Allin and Moxley's your champion. So you can go superstar mode. You can also start the rivalry between you if you want to go right away for the title. Start a rivalry with you and Mox, and then go into superstar mode, and then you're just playing it, and it will skip everything else in the universe. Just go to your rivalry scene. So it'll play cutscenes for you. It's how you get your own career mode, in my opinion. Is you play this,
Wait a
you pick
minute.
your
So
character.
that's what I was just about to ask. So
You
if I
got
use
Kenny
Superstar
intrigued.
mode, yeah. So if I use Superstar mode, I don't have to build my universe. I can just pick a wrestler and play
You-
through it.
You have to build to a certain degree because like you want to set up your rosters and stuff, right? Like you want to set up your belts, you want to set up like who's
it's still your
contenders.
sandbox.
It's still your sandbox, right? So before you can switch back and forth at any point. But if you're going into superstar mode, I would say that, like what I always do is I set up the rivalry first with whatever champion I want to challenge for, whatever belt, and then I'll just let it for the cutscenes. You can put in the cutscenes yourself, but I just let it do it randomly, right? So I'll be surprised at every turn. Oh, I got Christian came in and hit me with the chair in the back. Oh no! And like now Edge and him are giving me a concerto. That's great. Like so you can play it however you want. And yeah, you can set up the arenas, the championships, the everything, and then just go into superstar mode. And that's what I always do is I'll play I like to play as myself, like as Mr. Dub's character, but I'll be in like sometimes I'll play like the Attitude Era 90s, and I'm feuding with Stone Cold and Triple H and whoever, and I can let it set up so it'll set up my next rivalry on its own, or I can just go if I don't like who I'm in a feud with and change it, and then it'll bring me through week-to-week TV where I only play my matches and only see my cutscenes. So it's for me, it is your way of creating your own career mode, and then you can kind of have it be an AEW career mode or a New Japan or an Attitude Era, right? That's what I've always liked about it.
I ain't gonna lie,
so
you kind of
for me,
just
I like
sold
this.
me.
You sold me.
But
on
that's
it, too.
how I do
didn't-
it.
I never touched MyFaction until a symbol I was on his stream, and he was telling me about the towers and stuff. I got in there and I actually liked it. So now you might make me get in here and try the superstar mode thing.
But this is the thing is why I always want more cutscenes coming in, because I felt years ago you would see the same cutscenes too many times. So like eventually if you played universe mode enough, you would start seeing the same cutscenes over and over. And sometimes the cutscenes would screw up where like instead of your guy doing it, it's like your guy is supposed to be getting hurt, but he's the one doing the action to the other guy, and then your guy's selling. They had a lot of glitches over the years, whereas they've added so many more cutscenes, and it looks a lot more robust this year. The thing with promos is that some people won't like it because there's no dialogue there. But I actually prefer it because if I'm going to make content for my channel, I can put in whatever dialogue I want. So I can
You selling the
script
people,
a
Mr.
promo
Dubs.
if I want to create someone. And then I
Nice.
can put in my own promos and stuff for them, right? But
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
right.
curious.
Go in here and try.
I'm gonna go give that
I'm
a shot
definitely gonna
tonight.
try it.
The superstar mode, I just say pick whoever you want to play as, and then set your rivalry with whoever you want to be, and then you just play it out and see what cutscenes it gives you. Right? That's what I always like.
I'm
to
gonna
see.
give it a
What
shot.
random cutscenes am I going to get?
All right,
To
UTV.
me, that's always been the best mode.
Well, we already got to UTV, right? Did we already get to everybody?
No, we get to
No, but
everybody. Yeah, we're good.
nobody else
Oh, you
talked
were
about
going there.
universe mode. If anyone's played, has anyone else played universe mode? At all?
Universe mode, like I was saying, I'm an avid online player. I used to play a lot of universe mode back on 360 when it was actually really, really, really good. I'm hoping we can, slowly get back a lot of that stuff. I mean, we kind of are, but still a lot of things are missing. Yeah, like I was talking about earlier with the backstage stuff, I would absolutely love that. Absolutely love the contract signings. That'll be dope too. I feel like, going back to gameplay, I feel like the crowd needs to be tweaked more too, because let's go back to the treading blow system. I mean, come on now. When you punch somebody, I mean, in real life, what do they do? The like, can we, bump up the crowd a little bit, make this feel, more lifelike? Feel what I'm saying? I believe that we definitely need a dope, probably like, even if it's minimum 5 to 10 players, universe mode online. I mean, I've been talking about this for ages.
You
Let
get
me,
one to two players. You get
yeah,
two
like,
players.
I mean, like,
yeah.
yeah,
Let me invite my friend to play my universe. Let me invite
Yeah.
Kenny
That's what
so
I'm
he can
saying.
play my already set up universe mode, and we can go for the tag titles.
yeah,
They started the process with my GM this year, but it's still not there yet. But I've seen people like legit tell me, "Yo, I'm having so much fun with my GM online." I just can't find myself dedicating a crazy amount of hours to something where I can't actually see it pay off visually. Like I'm just
In the
sitting there
my
simulating stuff.
in the my GM, do you get the option to actually play the matches, or is it all
no,
simulated?
No, online is all simulated. My
all
GM
simulated.
offline is whatever you want to do, but online, that's what I was expecting because I'm like, yo,
Exactly.
like I remember talking to Kenny like prior to the game coming out and us knowing any news. I was like, bro, like, yo, we about to get like collaborations and just do crazy stuff, and then I got my hands on. It, I was like, that was a
Yeah,
killer for me.
yeah, because I
That
was
Kenny was
Oh,
cooked. I was like,
I
what?
didn't know that.
yeah, because that's like one of the main reasons I was like, oh, GMO might actually go back. But then I was looking at New Legacy stream. I was like, yeah, never mind. It's just simulations. Like I understand 2K, you may not care that much about us online players, but you got to realize it's 2025. Like, actually start to care about the online portion of your community. I'm telling you, like this could really take your games to the next level. Like,
Keep it
you
alive.
know, I'm just keeping it real. Improve the MyGM online. Introduce a universe mode online. Even if you got to combine both game modes into just my WWE, whatever. Make the online better. I mean, come on now. Look at the custom matches section when it comes to online. It's not even a real match creator. Like, come on now. It's so limited. I mean, I highly doubt it's going to happen. But if you could strike a deal with Apple Music or Spotify, that will
Ooh,
take
that-
entrances to the next level. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they can do. I mean, I know it's going to take some time, but come on now, 2K. Let's get to it.
Loaded, have you played any of Universe at all this year in your 9 hours? Probably not, eh? Loaded still there?
Yeah, my camera's acting up now. Yeah.
His whole setup acting up right
His
now.
whole setup's
Yeah.
acting up right now.
Yeah, he's cooked.
Clint, have you played it? Have you played any Universe at all?
Yeah, I've been setting it up, getting all my creative belts in there, all my creative characters in there. I try to set up my own like show, like the actual arena itself, all my championships, the divisions, and all that stuff. And then once I get all that set up, then I just play through it, kind of like you said, with the superstar mode, and I pick a character and I play through it. And then if I get bored with that character, I'll switch it up and beat the other character as champion. It's super fun. It's the mode I usually play until the next game comes out.
I'm wondering for people, because I haven't got there yet, where I've downloaded all my community creations, my AEW arenas, my title belts, my all that stuff, my New Japan, my classic. My concern is that 1,000 logo limit, because it really affects Universe. Because again, you don't want just one AEW arena. You want all the pay-per-views, right? You want all the shows. So that logo limit starts hitting real close to home once you start downloading roster members that have tattoos and stuff. Like a Malachi Black will eat up tons of logos for you. CM Punk when he wasn't in the game. Brody Lee, not Brody Lee. Brody King. Like guys like that will eat up a lot of logo space. So I'm just wondering if anybody's run into that logo limit yet, or if you've come close. Because what I think causes the save file corruptions for things might actually be you just even getting close to that 1,000 logo limit, let alone hitting it. So I'm really always terrified of the logo limit thing every year.
Yeah.
I haven't even.
One thing I have run
Go
into
ahead.
is trying to make like a hybrid show where both the men and women can go for one belt and go for the tag belts. When you add them to one division, it starts deleting them. Like when you go back in there, so you go to set up like a rivalry, they're not showing up in the rivalry thing. So there is still a little issues with there if you're trying to make like a hybrid show.
Okay.
So let's say you're trying to have like Wonder Woman fight Batman or something. If you make like, fantasy stuff, it's still a little glitchy if you try to make them both go for one belt or whatever, because it wants you to set it up. If you set it up like a normal like men's division, women's division, tag division, women's tag, then it works fine. But if you try to start doing that hybrid stuff, since it's the first year you're doing it, it's a little glitchy right now. But normally The other stuff has been working great.
You can't have the same wrestler in two different divisions, can you? Like I can't have John Moxley competing in the WWE for the WWE title and in AEW as AEW champion, right? I can't do that still, right? Yeah, that's lame. I was always hoping to do that.
All right, fellas. It's past 12 o'clock a.m. over here in South Carolina. So I'm going to have to get up out of here. I just got off work and came straight up in here. So I appreciate y'all coming through. Again, we're going to have to do it again soon. I don't know when, but definitely want to do some more stuff with y'all. Anything else y'all got before we get up out of here?
I was just gonna say, just like Dubs was saying with the logo limit, I definitely think that, I mean, everybody's been talking about it. Like, this is a community-wide thing, because I'm pretty sure everybody, even if you just download 5 things, everybody downloaded something from Community Creations at some point. So yeah, I think that they need to. Yeah, it's gonna hurt some people, but bro, you gotta move on. That's a dusty ass console, bro. The console came out in 2013. I'm talking about the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's time to move on, 2K, and let's increase these logo limits and focus on PS5, the Xbox Series X, and PC. Please and thank you.
Next year has to be the year, right?
It has to be, bro. It has to be.
But I think what they should do, I mean, I don't know why it doesn't happen. Like, why can't we just save them directly to the console's hard drive?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes no sense.
There's got to be a reason.
You got terabyte hard drives. There's plenty of space on there.
Oh no, my games beg to differ. Call of Duty begs to differ.
Yeah, Call of Duty eats up some space.
So your 400 gigabyte Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, that's only if you're not including all the multiplayer stuff.
All right, well, fellas, I'm about to end this stream. Thank y'all, everybody in the chat, for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to death. If y'all want to see us do it again, let us know in the comment section. Bomb squiggity. Let's giggity diggity.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Catch y'all
Later.